Writer's purpose. There are 4 common purposes of writing. The purpose of a text is the reason that it has been written. The majority of texts are written for one of these reasons, to argue or persuade. In these type of texts, they give the writer's opinion, and they get the reader to agree with them. To inform, in these texts they tell the reader about something, and they help the reader to increase their understanding of a subject. To entertain, in these texts, they are written to be enjoyable to read, and they make the reader feel something. To advise, in these texts, they help the reader to do something, and they are there to give instructions on what to do. Some texts can have multiple purposes. A lot of texts have more than one purpose. If you look at a biographical text, this could be written to both inform and entertain the reader. The purpose of the text is more obvious in non-fiction texts, can usually be quite obvious. For instance, if a text is trying to argue a particular point of view, the writer would make this very clear and obvious to make the argument more powerful. On the other hand, there are texts where it might be less obvious. For instance, a magazine article is primarily written to entertain the reader, so it may use a chatty tone to engage the reader, which may make it less obvious that it is also trying to argue a particular point of view. A piece of fiction's most obvious purpose is to entertain, but writers can sometimes use entertainment to achieve another purpose. There are a lot of fiction texts that are entertaining stories on the surface, but they can contain another message. The writer may want to argue their own point of view or inform the reader about something. Always make sure that you take into consideration a text's purpose. If there is more than one purpose, then look to understand what the purposes are.